Hey guys, what is up? Sam or Scorpio here, bringing you guys my first video, giving you guys a ton of details on World War II DLC 3 Zombies, The Tortured Path. Now this is such a different Zombies experience, it is so unreal. I'm going to break it all down for you. I've got a bunch of details to explain that I've got from different gameplay, different people, as well as the main trailer. So first up, I want to explain that because obviously we see a range of characters in this trailer. Character selection does work like normal, although there is a clear set crew for who you're meant to be playing as in each of the three areas. So as in with the storyline, there is a clear crew for each area, but in reality you can go and pick whoever you want. Now I have seen that you do actually get a special quote from Rudeau at the start of the map if you're playing as one of the secret characters, so yeah, you might want to check that out. Let's start breaking down how this works though. So basically there's three maps. We have Into the Storm, which is set on a windmill. We have Across the Depths, which is set on a boat. And we have Beneath the Ice, which is set in the Antarctic. Now, there is a bunch of details we can go into, but first off, I think it's important to say that each of the areas, or at least the first two, because that's all we actually know much about, each of them are limited to 10 waves. And you actually get objective waves on waves 3, 6, and 9. Now, these we have seen a bunch of different ones off. I've kind of compiled a list. So firstly, we have Meister Nuclear Assault. We have to kill a bunch of nuclears. There's a mix of boss ones which shell shock you as well as normal ones. Though they have nowhere near that level of health, they do die pretty quickly. We have ones where defend supplies until resupply arrives, so basically just defend the objective. Kill a bunch of special zombies. I've seen about 40 bomber zombies spawn which you have to kill. And finally, kill the VIZ before he reaches his destination. He's a bomber with high health. Now, what's interesting about these is these have a limited time to complete, and if you fail them, you die, and the game's over, and that's basically equivalent to going down and dying. However, if you complete them, then the round will end, and actually a drop will come in, and they offer you basically different rewards, and these are really cool. You basically get crates which will give you weapons and drops. Now, what's cool about these is firstly you can get wonder weapons and melee weapons as well. I've seen like the Bloodthirst upgraded Tesla gun, which was insane to be seeing people using on round 9. That's just kind of madness. But also you get full armor drops, which will give you 3 points of armor, which is particularly important here because no armor stations exist, at least in the first two maps, and possibly even in the third, we don't know yet. So that's going to be very interesting to see, honestly, how that plays out with that being your only way to get armor. Next thing to talk about is round 10, which apparently I've heard people weren't meant to be showing, but Smart Guy did. I don't know if that's true or not. And basically on round 10, this is a boss fight round, and the only one that we've seen so far is a special type of Brenner called the Rakuten Brenner, I believe it is. And basically these will give special drops known as engineered parts. And these will apply to a random weapon, and it will give that weapon some kind of bonus ability, like bonus damage. I think I heard 10% bonus damage is the number flying about. Not sure where that's coming from, but that is quite interesting. Wustlings, this is a small detail here, but I just found it quite interesting one. Wustlings actually count as a round zombie, and they spawn on much lower rounds, so you can actually just hold a Wustling to look about on, say, round 4-ish, kind of, you know, when it's not an objective land, you can hold a Wustling and go look about, but that isn't something you could do in the past maps, so that's quite interesting. And actually, after you beat that boss zombie, the Rakuten Brenner, who I mentioned earlier, you actually have a limited time to escape. That's your round 11. After that comes up, you're going to have a timer come up, and you're just going to have a limited time to reach an extraction point, and then you'll be pushed on into your second map. So yeah, this is really interesting, guys. This is a very different way to handle zombies. Now, Pack-a-Punch, we actually have a separate Pack-a-Punch machine in each of the three maps. You don't go back and forth between them. There is just a Pack-a-Punch machine in each area, and each one does seem to have their own little Easter egg, which does follow but your basic zombies rule of 3 of just, it seems like it's just going to be charging soul boxes, because we do see a soul box exists next to the Pack-a-Punch machine, so I think you're just going to have to fill souls into a box, and then you get Pack-a-Punch in each of the areas. So I assume a different version of each perks will exist in each area. But one thing particularly weird is as you go between each area, your progress is lost. So when you go into your second map, you're going back to round 0, and you're going to have your starting pistol and only 500 points and no perks. That's a really different idea, obviously. The idea that you go between maps and you lose your progress. So maybe in that third area, since that's the last one, I assume it won't just, you know, the map's 30 rounds and that's it. I assume you can continue on. We did actually have leaks that survival versions do exist of each of these 3 maps, so I presume that's going to be the thing where basically you can play it in this kind of torture path form, where you play them all together with the objectives, or you can play as normal survival maps and just go some rounds and have some fun. That's quite interesting. Another detail here about the boat, it can actually rock side to side, and there's actually vehicles on the boat which can rock with it, and you can actually be knocked down and killed by that, as you see Starburst does in his gameplay, which I thought was just an absolutely brilliant wee detail, honestly. Another new system existing here is called your Bureau ranking, and this is separate for this map. I've heard apparently you don't earn normally XP playing this map. You actually only earn Bureau ranking XP, and when you reach max level you obviously get a trophy. Maybe you can prestige that, I'm not sure, but basically yeah, you just have to level up by playing the map. Apparently it works just normally, you know, you just play the game as normal, you'll earn Bureau rank XP. A lot of this map seems to revolve around the bats and, you know, Rideau and all of these other extra characters that are secret crew actually coming into this game as characters, which I think is just such an interesting idea, that these guys are actually going to have quotes and stuff now and actually play a role in the storyline. A couple more details I want to mention here. No doors were found, so apparently there's no doors, I guess. There's no power switch found, so I guess it's like Shattered Throne where it's on from the start. And wall buys are different as well, where each wall buy will be assigned to a different weapon class, and you are buying, by buying that wall buy, a random weapon within that class. So buying an SMG, you could get a Type 100 or a grease gun or a PPSH or an MP40. Who knows, there's also a new SMG I believe coming in called the ZM3K3, something like that, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, this is going to be a whole bunch of interesting stuff. Side note, Multiply has a new division. That's actually how you get that brand new SMG, just by prestiging that division, the Cavalry division, which does bring the Riot Shield. A couple more details here. Coming from the trailer, we do actually see a massive Geistcraft explosion event thing that I just find absolutely awesome. And then we see Marie wielding the Sword of Barbarossa, and the thing just looks like it wrecks. We see it do a kind of similar effect to like what the Red Talon did with its special bonus, but so much more powerful. We just see it wreck a shit ton of zombies, guys. I'm assuming this thing, because, you know, the pommel had its own effect, the hilt, well, the hilt did nothing, and the blade had its own effect. So I assume from that we'll probably actually have a bunch of different abilities on this sword, probably, and it's just going to destroy zombies, and it's going to be a ton of fun to finally use this when we build it this DLC. As we know, there is a trophy for that, so that is happening. And we also see the Guardian. Now, the Guardian is clearly shown to be dropping down in that final area, fighting against our main crew, so yeah, I guess that's where they are. They're in that last area. We do actually hear a quote from Rideau at the start, which talks about kind of veteran soldiers being on a boat somewhere, so we can presume from that that they are the main characters of the last couple of areas. So yeah, they're going to be fighting the Guardian. It's going to be a ton of fun to see what they do, and this map is just going to be insane, guys. So yeah, guys, I will be bringing you a ton of videos throughout the day showing off this map, giving you guys all the details that you need to know to get through this. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to leave a like down below to show your support. Leave a comment down below, let me know, are you excited to play this? Are you playing it already? And generally, how excited are you for the Tortured Path? And yeah, I'll see you on more World War II Zombies. Bye!